The never-ending conflict in Bawku has risen to another height. In the last few days, over a dozen people have lost their lives. Security concerns have come up. And today we are seated with security and safety analyst, Dr. Adam Bonaa, to dissect issues around the Bawku conflict, to find out what the problems are and what some practical solutions that we need as a country to deal with this issue, which has actually come up some few days to the 2024 general elections. My name is George A.C. Sir, welcome.
Thank you.
Bawku again, it doesn't seem to end ever. And the history keeps piling up. If you begin to trace it, there's a time before a time and another time that it started. Where are we? What is wrong?
Well, what is wrong, I think, is leadership and the hypocrisy. So if you look at the current round of violence, needless, should not have happened. I say that there was a warrant to arrest the rival chief who was installed in Nalerigo. But eventually, when the warrant was lifted, he found his way into Bawku. And that is what has brought us where we are. And the question I've asked, should that have happened? Where were our security agencies? Of course, if you ask me if there is a ban on me in terms of entering a community and the ban is lifted, what do you expect? I think the rational thing is for me to go back to the community, isn't it? It has to take something else to stop me from going. But the state security, they acquiesced, they slept. They slept. And when you read the publication from the Interior Ministry, it's hollow, it's empty, it's vague. They said curfew. Curfew is just a temporary measure. You understand what I'm trying to say? We are not providing solution to the people of Bawku, and unfortunately it is innocent people who are suffering. Innocent lives that we are losing. Somebody should be able to say that this is how right this is supposed to be. We all know the prehistorical antecedent, who, like you said, you alluded to. There was a time, and before this time. We all know the history. Tracing it, depending on who you are listening to, you could hear portions of it or you could hear part of it. But we all know that there cannot be two chiefs. They cannot be two legitimate chiefs. Do you understand me? And if we are going to follow due process, then Bawku must have one legitimate chief. And so if we are told that the Bawku Naba, the current Bawku Naba, is a legitimate chief, if there is another chief who has been installed by the Nairi in Nalerigo and is in dispute, what do? The state must ensure that the right thing is done, or is that not the case? You could bring them to a round table and tell them, this is how this thing is supposed to be. But when we leave them, it is innocent people who are dying. People going to bury their parent, their father, killed. People who are passing through communities, buses bent. Now the CJ says, court within the area or close down. It means that the state is failing these people. It means that if somebody slapped you and the police arrested you, what are they going to do to you? Because the law says don't keep the person beyond 48 hours. It means that what the CJ has done in Bawku is tantamount to saying there is all-out chaos in Bawku.
We are delving into anarchy.
We've just descended into anarchy. The Moses law, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. It means because the police can't keep you beyond 48 hours. So when they keep you small, they will release you to go. They don't also have, how long it will take you from Bawku to Balegatanga. You know how long it will take you from Bawku to Tamale? I know the area. So if you close down all the courts, all you have done is a state of anarchy in the area. All courts, areas that have nothing to do with Bawku. When I say are far away and nobody is fighting there, the courts have all been closed down. All staff may be sent away. So it means that as we speak, a portion of Bawku, law and order doesn't work. So the police could catch you, somebody could murder somebody, and because the police don't have, if they don't have vehicles to transport you to a faraway community for you to be tried, finish. So for me, I just think that our leaders should sit up.
One of the critical aspects of this whole Bawku conflict has to do with beyond our internal security, is our external security, because Bawku is closer to our neighbor, Burkina Faso, where they are dealing with extremist
insurgency, yes.
And all that. We understand that this conflict has morphed into a phase where even political actors are complicit. We have guns that you wouldn't expect to be present in all of this present. What do we risk as a country if we don't nip the Bawku conflict in its bud?
We risk our democracy. We risk our safety, our security, our sense of peace, our sense of stability. We risk our economy. We risk self-preservation. We risk everything. We lose everything. Do you understand me? If, as you are with me here, if someone was to fire a gun, it's going to be surprising to you, isn't it? When was the last time you heard a gunshot being fired? I don't think you remember. Even if you do, maybe because you are a media man, so you were somewhere and maybe there were some gunshots. As for you, the media, we can always forgive you, and we can always agree when you tell us you have seen these things. But how many Ghanaians have seen, heard a sustained gunshot for 1 minute? Sustained gunshot to how many Ghanaians? When you are holding a machine gun for 1 minute, the number of bullets that it will spit, how many Ghanaians have heard it? Not, maybe 99% of Ghanaians have not heard that before. Do you understand me? That is how we want to live. But if we allow ourselves to be infiltrated and we lose that guard, it is going to become an everyday affair. Go to Burkina and other places. They could go into a community and clear almost all the men, shoot every man in that community. And their reason is that the Burkinabe government arms men within communities to fight insurgency. So sometimes some of the men, when those closer to our border, when they are given their weapons, they throw it away. They don't want to be part of it. And then they run into our territory because we are related to them. It's just some artificial borderlines that were created. So mine is that we risk everything to answer you directly. Look at Bawku, the border. It shares border with neighboring countries, right? And this thing is going on. And we are not able to protect it. Recently the rioters or whatever they call them, the news, channel publishing that Ghanaian government is, supporting some of these insurgents by way of like a deal. Come in, we'll provide you the needed whatever so you don't take advantage of us. And the Ghana government, I'm happy they came out to say it's not true. And I know it is not true. Ghana government will not sign any deal with any insurgent group to say that don't come and bomb us or don't, no. As for that, I know that it is not true. But mine is that we risk everything, George. We risk everything.
Somebody is failing. You have cited the Attorney General. But beyond the Attorney General, who needs to do what? Who is failing Bawku? And who needs to set up in all of this? What needs to be done?
And the president who is failing. I didn't elect the Honorable Attorney General, even though he's failing. That is the reason why, when we go to the polls, you vote for MP, and all of us vote for a president, isn't it? So the onus is on the president not to leave Bawku in disarray. I think before the president got elected, Bawku was stable. I stand to be corrected. But as far as I'm concerned, Bawku was not in the news this way.
So Akufo-Addo has failed people of Bawku.
Oh yes, as for that, no doubt. Complete. He's failed the people of Bawku complete. As for that, it's not debatable because like I'm saying, Bawku cannot be bigger than Ghana. But you need Bawku to make Ghana complete. We have what it takes to fix the issue in Bawku.
What will it take?
Ensuring that we bring people together. Ensuring that we are truthful to the people of Bawku. I said I was part of the delegation that went to Bawku. I think 2001 or 2000 and what? I think 2001 or 2. 2022 or so. We went there, we met them, and from the Kusau side or Kusasis and the Mamprosi side, they both promised us to give us 3 months. We won't hear a bird being killed. The Honorable Minister of Defense was part of it. Nitu, my brother Nitu was part of it. The then Minister of Interior, Honorable my brother Ambrose Derry, was part of it. The then CDS, Amwama, was part of it. The current IGP, Dr. Ekufu Dampare, was part of it. And almost all the security couples. We went to Bawku. We left Accra in the morning, ended up in Tamale Airport. They took us with the military choppers to Bawku. We went to the 11th mechanized, units. They are based in Bawku. Then they took us straight to the Bawku Naba Palace on the Kusau side. From there, we met the youth on the Kusau side. Then we went to the regent of Bawku, the then regent of Bawku's palace. We met him too and met the youth on the Mamproso side. And both of them promised us 3 months. And the leadership that led the delegation also promised after the 3 months, they will come back and engage. Ask me whether there has been any further engagements. Do you understand what I'm doing? We went there just once, once. I think you people published the news. Once. We spent the whole day, we didn't eat, none of us ate from morning to evening. We landed back in Accra. That's the one we were taking off from the Tamale airport. Was it from Bawku with the chopper back to Tamale? It was pitch night. The helicopter, this is a military helicopter, they have some of the best pilots. They navigated and we got to Tamale. We took off in the night in Tamale airport, which is not supposed to be so. Because, these are military pilots, so they are used to these terrains, flying in the night and all that. So they landed the chopper, we landed in Accra. 3 months, there was no shooting in Bawku. The only thing that didn't happen was the continuous dialogue. Sometimes you need a sustained dialogue for people to understand that they should stop the fighting. For 3 months, this thing didn't happen. So if we had sustained it, George, I'm telling you that where we are today, we wouldn't have been there. But when I inquired why subsequent visits cannot take place, I was told that there is no money. And there's also power play. Some people think they have to be in charge of the security money. And for this, I can share with you. Some people within our security sector think they have to be in charge of it.
So this issue happened at the security level?
Yes.
Not even on the government level?
At the security level, because some persons who are not even part of our delegation think they have to be. And so then what then happened was that it means there's no money for us to go and continue. But recently we are told that so much money is spent in Bawku. Who is managing the security person in Bawku? Who is managing the security person? So somebody is benefiting from the carnage that is taking place in Bawku.
To talk of people benefiting, the flag bearer of the opposition National Democratic Congress has, in his quest to urge the people of Bawku to peace, has pointed out that there seem to be some sinister motives behind all of this. Who are these people?
Oh, we know them. I know some of them. They are the warlords. We know them. Listen, the security architecture of this country also know them. They know them. I'm telling you that. Anybody who works within our security space, if you are, you have the kind of knowledge and experience some of us have, and the networks. But this is not information I can put out there. They know them. So the flag bearer of the NDC is 100% correct. He is not far away from the truth. It's truth. The truth is what he said. People are benefiting massively.
Does it include people with political interest?
Yes. Yes. People are benefiting massively from the carnage that is taking place in Bawku. But like I said, for security reasons, it will be irresponsible on my part to mention names and all that. No, I mean, if I have any information, you give to those who must know. And they know them. The only thing is that there is some, unapproved silence when it comes to trying to talk about them because, hey, these are powerful people. What are you going to do? But they know them. Me, I sat down with some of our security people and we put in calls to some of these people. Me, I'm telling you, I'm not joking. They know them. So mine is that those people know themselves that they are destroying Bawku. And some of them are even also from Bawku. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Some of them are also from Bawku and they have something to do with Bawku. Either you have something to do with the tribe here or you have something to do with the tribe. So it is all multifaceted. It's all, and I just think that it is so bad that we get to this point where it looks like there is a pending carnage. Because then you say the rival chief is not supposed to be in Bawku. He's in Bawku now. Are you going to remove him from Bawku? It means you are going to risk a lot of lives, isn't it? Good. It means you are going to risk a lot of lives. There will be bloodbath. What happened? These are rhetorical questions I would ask.
We are at a point, or this has come at a time when we are just a few days, I mean, a little over a month as at now, in a few days time, it will be just a month to our general election. One might say Bawku, as it stands now going into the election, is like a ticking time bomb for our security, even in this election. How do we manage Bawku? Or if we are to even ignore the general aspect of it, just going into the election, what is the risk Bawku poses, and how do we deal with it?
You know what? Ethnic cleansing. That's what we risk. When I say ethnic cleansing, the Bawku conflict. You have the Kusasis on one side, Mamprosis on one side, and depending on which tribe, you don't have to be Mamprosi or Kusasi, but depending on which tribe you are seen to be associated with either the Mamprosis or the Kusasis. Do you understand me? To the extent that even if you are, our nomadic friends, if you are a Fulani or the Fulani, you are perceived to belong to one side, and so sometimes you will be shot and killed. This thing spread all the way to Ashaman, Kasua, Medina, and other places. The conflict.
The very Bawku
conflict. Or you have Kusasis who are in Accra. You have Kusasis who are in Kumasi. You have Kusasis who are in Wa, who are in Kejetia, who are in Mamprobi. They are everywhere. You have Mamprosis who are in these areas as well. And they live together.
So what this implies is that nobody is too far away from...
nobody is too far away. If you heard about kill the cockroaches, the Rwandan genocide, kill the cockroaches, the Hutus and the Tutsis, you understand? So my point is that what is happening, some persons are sleeping. So if you thought that you are in Accra, they will fight and bring you to Accra, and it will affect all of us. I said the thing nearly entered Accra. Some people were injured in Ashaman and other places. Because they know one another. Do you understand me? We are from the same community. I am maybe a Kusasi, you are a Mamprosi, or you are a Mamprosi, I'm a Kusasi. We live together as brothers before maybe this round of fighting. Then I receive a call that, oh, George, Nebusian voice so and so and so and so. They say, go and do him this. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So even though we are not so, we don't live there and we shouldn't have been involved, tribally, we are connected. And so if you lived in the house with other people who have never traveled to Insaum, let alone go to Kumasi, they don't know the north. Somebody could come and touch the house where others are living in because he wants to destroy one person he's looking for. And everybody gets affected. That's what happened in Rwanda. So mine is that our leaders, Nanado, His Excellency, I think it's about going. One thing he should not leave is Bawku in the way it is. He shouldn't leave it in the current situation. If he leaves Bawku in the current situation, I don't know how his rating, I don't know how we are going to judge him on the 8th of January when he's no longer in power. Is he going to say, judge me well? So he shouldn't leave Bawku the way it is, this fragmented and carnage taking place. He should try and fix it. Even if it's a temporary manner, fix it. That will lead to a permanent solution. He fixed Dagmon, so he should try and fix Bawku before he leaves.
Thank you. And those are the final words of Dr. Adam Bonaa, security and safety analyst, imploring President Akufo-Addo to do everything possible to resolve the recent surge of violence in Bawku, just some few days to Ghana's 2024 general elections. This has been a special interview for GhanaWeb TV. My name is George AC.